Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 402. Yeah, let's see how well it goes tonight.
Hiding, I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm finding love, I'm hiding, I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm finding love.
Let the fate control your body.
It's looking pretty good so far.
I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm
Finding heat, going down. Hello, good to be back. You ain't seen nothing yet. I wonder if that still plays. Haven't played that for a while. Hoaxers, you ain't seen nothing yet. Live-402. Yes, hoaxers, they haven't seen anything yet. They certainly haven't seen any real UFOs, that's for sure. And if they say they have, they're liars. So tonight we're doing our frauds and hoaxers. Probably the top 10 maybe. We'll see how we go. And then add to it as we go over the year, probably. Top 10 and UFOLOGY. But I've probably got a few bits to talk about before we start that. There we go. Should come up on the side. Looking good. So, how's the audio sounding out there before I begin? Because it does corrupt sometimes on the intro. A silly place to have it. I think we may have it solved. Okay, we keep it good. Keep it good. Okay. We got one watching. Whether that's a bot, I don't know. A spy bot. Copyright bot. Lurker. Yeah. So first up is Secureteam. He's putting up boring old stuff again. Probably a year old, isn't it? About the 4 satellites seen. It was actually 5, but 4 in a row. And some other objects moving around. Seen by the Russian Cosmonaut. Russian astronaut, which is the wrong word to use actually. It's a cosmonaut is what they call them. Not sure if there's a difference. Let me see. Cosmonaut. Let's see what that says. It's kind of astronaut. Cosmonauts. 10. Okay, so Cosmonaut vs Astronaut. There we go, looks like someone else talked about it. I don't think there's any difference, but I think one's Russian and one's just US, isn't it? But we'll find out. Oh god. It's one of these ones that hijack us. Okay, hopefully we're done with that. Pay your money, disable your ad blocker. Let's see if it scrolls. It probably won't scroll now. We may have defeated it. Once it kicks in something, kicks in a script. How do we stop it? Loading. Normally it's a cross button there, isn't there? It's got some hidden script that stops the scroll. Okay. Well, stuff you. We'll see if we can find some other site that doesn't force ads onto us. Medium. Let's see what that says. Okay, where's the question? It's blabbing about other stuff there, but it's not what we want. Generally they copy each other's, looks like there's a book on it. We just want a simple answer. Well, the answer to this is heavily linked. Yeah, well, it's not an easy answer then, is it? The early days of space exploration. The politics played during that time. Back in the days of space race, it was important for America and Russia to differentiate the people being trained to go on missions in space. After all, they were in a very serious competition. This was then quickly picked up by the media, newspapers, other space agencies, However, some new terms have been surfacing those past 3 years. Like many of the words used in the scientific world, the name attributed to the brave people sent to space take its roots in ancient Greek. The word astronaut is made of a prefix astro, which means stars, and the suffix naut, which means sailor. A sailor of the stars, and astronaut is essentially a star sailor. The word cosmo is made up of the prefix cosmo, which means universe, and the same suffix as naut. So the cosmonaut is a sailor of the universe. So it does seem that cosmonaut would be a better terminology, wouldn't it? Because you really are travelling through the stars of the whole universe, eventually. A star sailor. Certainly speaking, the difference between astronaut and cosmonaut is not that big in the end, as none of them space explorers are literally navigating the stars nor the universe. Not at this stage they're not, but in the future they might be. I suppose maybe a new terminology will come out. We won't be alive to see it though, probably. Well, we learnt something new there about stars and sailor. Naut means sailor. They get it from other languages. So, back to his video. So, yeah, he's putting out this old video which has been debunked. And of course, the Cosmonaut Astronaut, a Russian, knew exactly what he was looking at. And he put up as like clickbait really on his Twitter account to draw people into his Twitter account. Why? I don't know. Maybe competition. So yeah, it's pretty bad what he was saying on this video. Without doing any analysis about it and looking at star maps and stuff, but someone did actually do that. And I suppose we can play a quick clip of it before we do the other stuff. And of course this one here, I didn't even bother looking at, but you can see here this are old videos as well. And he's got that one with the straight line UFO, which is actually a helicopter on long exposure with a search beam, and I think it was in China at a protest. Anyway, onto this one here. But what makes me laugh is the people. Why is it not opening? Strange, something strange. What makes me laugh is all the people hanger-oners, there's cult members. For the next 3 days, get 10% off all Secureteam merch. It's all about money for him. Use the code. And I suppose, yeah, I'll buy something. Don't ever let anything hold you back. Oh look, someone's even put Starlink satellites there. So these people know the game, I'm pretty sure. You're the best. Keep banning me, Tyler. You're just giving me the resolve to show all your faults, is it? Fans, what you do. Well, there's obviously going to be a few trolls on him that are pissed off that he hasn't started off clean and started doing the correct thing in ufology. He's just a bunch of noise, right? It's really hard to describe how happy I am that you're getting everything back on track. These people got no life. Tyler, glad you're back. Why don't you get like 5 airplane pilots and ask them about their encounters? Don't be stupid. That would make him a researcher, and he's no way a researcher. He's not an investigative journalist or anything like that. He's just a 25-year-old that tried to scam people by making fake leaker videos and Photoshop UFOs before he reached 100,000. And he still did some after 100,000 though. If he was legit, he would be using that expensive camera of his that he bought and it's just collecting dust. Unless he's using it for his documentary on drugs, of course. Don't ever go missing again. These people are so desperate. What's that? My Fugal TV. Had to pop in for another like. Share on Facebook, share on Twitter. Honestly, it's been so good to have you back. I feel like the time you were away really made us appreciate you even more. But they didn't bother doing any background research while he was actually missing. Yeah, they don't know the truth about this guy. Our so-called Space Force. Okay, yes, let us get back to the footage. Yeah, let's get back to the footage indeed. Yeah, let's just kick it off here.
Hi, here's a really interesting story. A Russian cosmonaut who is currently up there on the International Space Station right now has suggested he may have filmed a...
So this is this guy here. If you got a chubby face, don't have a goatee. It makes you look stupid.
UFO in orbit. I want to show you the video he posted. This happened.
He's a big
when
guy.
He was
He's got his
filming the
creepy
Aurora
voice.
Borealis. He was doing a time lapse. Just into the time lapse, there's a few objects that appear. We're going to freeze it for you so you can get a good look at it. 5 objects appear flying alongside each other with the same distance in between them. Ivan Wagner, the cosmonaut in question, tweeted, quote, "What do you think these are? Meteorites, satellites, or ... He suggested they may have been, quote, space guests. Whatever they were obviously arranged in a clear, angled line. The cosmonaut says he sent his video to the authorities in Russia for further evaluation. All right, meantime, this may be the greatest news.
Hey, what's up, guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. So today, I wanted to give you guys something special. Old school Secureteam. So, what you heard in that video, sting through space, and then it appears again where it's a disc flies away, and then directly after, we have the 4 lights appearing. This is some pretty awesome footage here, I have to say.
That music makes me feel sick. Tell me what you guys think.
An astronaut doesn't know what it is. What else is there to say? So, moving on, I want to show you guys some footage taken from airplanes.
So all these plane ones have been debunked. You know, even LG debunked one of these. Was it this one? Where someone took a stock image of a plane and inverted it and stuck a fake UFO on it.
Of that in a while, and I love that footage because you've got people up there where a lot of these UFOs passed the plane at a very high rate of speed.
Yeah, I think that's
planes usually go around 400 to 500 miles an hour max, and this object just blazes past this airliner.
CGI. And you can go and watch it on LG's if he's still got a channel up. Scott Brando's got stuff on it. So we don't really need to cover all that again. So there's the fake UFO. And then he talks about a hole in the crowd shining a light, and it's got to be a UFO. I would suggest that this is actually a big dark thundercloud during the day, and that's just a gap in the clouds letting the sun through. But no, it's got to be aliens, and that's a cigar UFO that's all lit up, of course.
Object itself, which is again much further off in the distance. Now, this here is a quick video posted by the UFOvnies channel of a black...
Which sounds very suspicious straight away, anything with that kind of name. Yeah, again, I think this was CGI, wasn't it?
Black object in the distance, and we'll go ahead and slow it down here and zoom in.
Go on, Toys, zooming in. Hey, what is it? CGI. Kind of looks like it. A black, you know, a cutout, but...
Have no idea what this object is, but it almost seems to be watching.
Watching. What, Secureteam? Probably. Anyway. So getting back to the debunk for the satellite one. There's a guy that does a really good job on it. Down here. Actually, she's a female, I think. Epipecius. And she goes into big, long detail without actually speaking. Unfortunately, she needs to speak on it to make it a bit more interesting. So essentially, she goes through all the star maps and things, and maps over the Starlink, Elon Musk satellites, and yeah, it's quite well done. She shows the full footage, 5 minutes, but there's a lot of reading. Okay, you must have just turned off the music. Space guests, or how I filmed. I'll just try and get comfy here. My arm's going to sleep. It's very hard to get propped up lately. I need new pillows. Super pillows, super soft pillows. So yeah, so she goes through here, overlap maps, all the uses the apps like a professional should do, and then the path of the International Space Station, and then all the satellites around that time, that location, and you can see it's a Starlink train, as it's called, this one here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. That gets lit up from underneath, she said. It's quite technical. But I think that's the 4 there, is it? You can see the sunlight is just coming around the corner. And then she does the location of the International Space Station is actually passing over New Zealand, of all things, where I live. And the Aurora Borealis is actually over Antarctica, not Arctic. Okay, so she's mapped it there while he's filming. And you can see the sun is splitting the Earth in half. So she's working out the angles of the sun. But she also points out the magazine, or actually the newspaper, here, article, the experts also said it was to do with Elon Musk's satellites. So, yeah, I'll just post a link to that. And it's definitely shouldn't be on a UFO channel unless you're debunking it. But, yeah, well, Tyler's going to make thousands from it. Because he's young, and the young people like young people. Because they wouldn't scam them out of money. They'd be honest. Young people honest with each other, right? Okay, so 4 UFOs by Russian are Elon Starlinks. %. So we get that one out the way with. And like I said, the plane ones also are CGI. Yeah, you probably could find that on Scott Brando's as well if you want to do a search. Okay. Because he does a lot of ones that end up in the newspapers. But yeah, I don't think Tyler's got anything new to add, you know. He's just recycling old stuff where he left off, right? So he's about a year behind everybody else. How do we search? Can we search? Suppose we still can without being logged in. Jet. Let's see. UFO of interest. This is how you look up stuff, right? It's not the best of searches, right? Half the time it doesn't find what you're looking for either. Okay, so let's see. This will be all posts with jet in it. So it's going to be a few of them. Let's see if we can spot the one we're after. Okay, is that one of them? Cruise missile. Oh no, that's the one with the lead jet that flew overhead, right? What's that one? Contrail. Yep, contrail. Fairly obvious. So that little black dot could have been part of a contrail too on the other one. I'll probably have to look into it in more detail, but often you get dark contrails that break up very quickly and it looks like a thing moving through the sky far away, right? Where have we got to? Well, clearly that's fake, right? Black Solarette UFOs and fighter planes. Remember we talked about that last night? Just doesn't look authentic, right? It's the easiest CGI you can do. Shit, maybe it goes back a fair distance, this one then. Maybe it's so old it's not listed in the search engines anymore. What have we got in the comments? I'll just have a read. Is that clip you posted the link in just prior to 4 UFOs appearing? There's a single dot of light. Yeah, that's just another satellite. Have a look on that map. You can see how busy that sky is. And of course they don't all go in the same path, right? Also, you could see there was almost like a solar blast. I suppose you get solar wind, right? Because you're getting the what do you call it? Aurora borealis, or whatever the southern hemisphere one's called. And of course that's solar wind, right? Particles hitting the atmosphere, generating light, but like a neon light. And makes sense that you're going to get a cosmic particle that can interfere with the CCD, because they use CCD up in space. Older technology, but it's more it suffers from less artifacts and stuff, right? Radiation. So there could be a little radiation thing go across the screen. What they call it? They've got special names like streaks or spikes or whatever. Yeah, so yeah, they're playing one I didn't actually see, so it's probably just so old it's not showing up in the list anymore. Unless I totally missed it. Unless we got a name for it. Yeah, it's probably too old now. Have we got a name for it? No. In fact, if you have a look on that video, you'll see more than one blob of light going through. If you watch the full length, not the cut version, you can see that blob of light occurring several times, actually. Because often these satellites have another one that's close behind, and they go through the same trajectory. Yeah, you can play that, because you got the link there. Of the guy that did analysis, or female that did analysis, I mean. So yeah, unfortunately it's not coming up, but normally, if you got more details, we can normally get it solved. If we knew what the flight number was, or the company was. Who put it up first? Was it third phase? Was it third phase that put that garbage out? No. Well, we could say stock image. So they always have the out, they always say they received it, but they don't actually prove it. Stock image, plane. Probably try plane instead of jet. Start looking from stock army videos. No. It's hard to guess what's going to be in the tweet header, actually. But I have covered it before. So there's another picture of the Starlink satellites. Similar to what the Russians saw. Some pictures are pretty good. What's that one? Contrail. Contrails. Contrail. Yeah, that looks so genuine. Hey, this is my brother. Looks kind of similar though, doesn't it? Mr. Grey, what do you reckon? Looks like someone's copied you. Yeah. Oh, here we go. That's the video, is it? Here we go. According to English tabloids, a plane filmed a UFO split into pieces before vanishing. Oh, maybe it's a different one. Let's have a look. What's that say there? I'm not sure if he had that one up or not. Did he have that one up? I sort of skimmed it. Kind of looks like it's moving around with the movement of the camera, doesn't it? So, is it one of those things that you get for making... No, definitely reflections. There you go. He saw the same, just moving around. Orbs are bright corner reflection off the wing, lit near the J. So it's not that one, but I'm sure Secureteam will put it up. I thought we had it then. Oh, here's another one. Is that the same one? Oh yeah, same one. Not that one. Same one again. Seeing the reflections there. Kind of makes sense. I think it's going to go back a fair while, that one, isn't it? Yep. Still not coming up. Okay, is that the one? Let's have a look. I thought it was going to play. Approaching Zurich. What does it say there? About to record a landing where there's a near collision UFO. Sounds very similar. January the 22nd. So he would normally have more on that one. Here we go. That must be the video. I think that's the one Tyler's got up.
You will need to be seated.
Oh, it's getting boring. Oh, there it is. I think that's the same one he had up, wasn't it? There we go. So who put that one up? Near collision. It was published on Rumble user Sen. Recycling old fake videos. So yeah, that's normally how you find out about things. Always check there if you're not sure. Or my posts. Or Mick West as well. But normally Scott posts everybody's apart from mine because he's jealous of me. Okay. Oh, here's another one. Did we see that one? Or was that been rotated? Looks like it's the opposite direction. So guys, summing up. Exposed earlier. It's going the opposite direction now, isn't it? Right. See, that's what they do, these frauds. They flip it. Here's the original footage. Right, so that's what they did. They got the original footage and flipped it. Then added a fake CGI UFO to it. But Secureteam knows better to put up the videos without checking. And yeah, when was that one posted? How old is it? Let's see, what's the date on it? Oh yeah, January the 22nd. So it's a fairly long time ago. It's not exactly last year though, but still. So we can get rid of that one too. If in doubt, do the research. 3 mystery objects. What appears to be individual engine contrails. Yep. Contrails is a very common thing that 4 channels put up. I just want to mention about Project Bluebeam before I carry on with the main part of today. So many people keep just talking about this Project Bluebeam. But the whole thing's a conspiracy hoax, right? It's got a big story to it. I'm not sure if I want to read it all out, but basically it's about beaming up a big image of Jesus Christ in the sky, which was said to happen back in 86, I think it was, and then 95 or 93, then nothing happened, and then 95 or something, and nothing happened in 2000, because Millennium Bug, right? They're going to do it then. Nothing happened. No fake alien invasion, no Jesus Christ. And because people keep saying that they have the technology back then, and I say BS to that. Certainly, even if you beamed up lasers into the sky, as you know, most of the time you'll see the beams, all the spotlights. You're showing spotlights up. Often you'll see hints of the fog or stuff passing through the beams, and then it sort of gives you an idea that it's a projection rather than something real. So how would you fool people with that? Especially in full daylight. We know it's very hard to create a projected image on a cloud in daytime. It's near impossible, right? You might be able to get some color green lasers and light up some cloud. Maybe you might be able to see a wee bit of hint on it, but to create an image on a cloud by rotating it around like a laser, disco light, I would say very unlikely in daytime. In nighttime, yes, you definitely would be able to see it quite good, and it can be used to fool people. I know I had a friend that did actually that hid in the bushes outside his house, and they were outside parked out, and he was just checking on them, see what they're up to. So he shot his laser 5 milliwatts, doesn't take much, and of course, as you know, the laser beam spreads apart, right? The air particles and all that refract it, and it sort of gets wider and wider, like a cone shape, right? But it's still powerful enough to light up a low cloud, probably under 1,000 feet or whatever. And they say, oh, look, green UFO. So they had them fooled quite good. But this Project Bluebeam, right, it's got a big history here about it all. I think I got several links on it, actually. Some theorists claim that the Project Bluebeam developed out of the Philadelphia experiment, an alleged series of experiments carried out by the US military. The theory of the Philadelphia was super spearheaded, by Morris K. Jessup, a UFO researcher who also forwarded theories about secret societies of humans living in outer space. Apparently the world's government's investigations into the limits of visual manipulation did not stop there. According to the Project Bluebeam theory, NASA and United Nations then began developing technology that would be able to project images into the sky over entire Earth. Don't know how much energy that would take. Technology allegedly involved using the satellites orbiting the Earth. Project an image could be seen by the entire nation or even the entire world. What was the purpose of this technology? To create technologically simulate second coming of Christ. Christ should never be coming. He's meant to be not coming at all. Although apparently Mary was meant to be a hooker, wasn't she? Christians are funny. I would rather stick to my own science and my own theories on what the universe and life is and what God is. But I'm pretty sure if there is a God, he'll be laughing when I die. What else we got here? Now, I think it's mostly religious people that believe in this blue beam stuff too, right? According to some theorists, the New World Order has already attempted to initiate Project Blue Beam several times. I just said that too. Does it put year numbers? No. Okay, so this, the video of the floating city? Oh, there it is here. Remember that came out a few years ago? I think it was 2018, was it? I think it was 2018. Of the city in the clouds. So a lot of people said it was mirages or Fata Morgana, but it was way too high to be Fata Morgana. And it looked too clean to be a mirage. But a CGI expert called Captain Delusion, who you should be sub to, he does some interesting debunks as well as CGI art and presentations. Very interesting. He analysed it and said it's definitely CGI, it's fake. And he breaks it down and replicates it as well for you to prove the point. So it's nothing to do with Project Bluebeam. So the origins of Project Bluebeam. Okay, that probably goes on a fair bit. Investigative journalist and conspiracy investigator Serge Moness founded the International Free Press Agency in early 1990s and began publishing theories about the Freemasons, always a topic of interest in conspiracies. And the New World Order, this is another top one for bringing in the views, right, and the cash. Many of which were inspired by the writings of William Guy Carr. In 1994, Monas published the book Project Bluebeam NASA, which warns of a new world order, plans to establish a global government. Well, I think this Project Bluebeam is old hat now. You could say that everybody's saying the virus scare or whatever, the pandemic, is the new Project Bluebeam, right? And people are saying it's a way for them to do away with money, so everybody has to use electronic accounts and they can control your cash flow, right? And watch where you're spending all your money and make sure you're paying all your taxes. If you get rid of money completely, that means people don't handle it, so they're not going to spread the virus, right? So they're using that angle now. And as you probably heard, that already Turkey and maybe India are going to get rid of Bitcoin. They're banning it. So that's a bad thing, because Bitcoin gives freedom, doesn't it? Freedom to all the users that use it. And bypass the banks. The banks are the problem and the middleman. So stages of Project Bluebeam. So this article here goes into quite a depth into it. And keeps it simple, I guess. I'll post a link to it. Get out the Zoom. So where are we up to on the side chat here? Wasn't Project supposedly going to be used with the fake alien invasion event? Yeah, they keep changing it, don't they? Jesus Christ and fake alien invasion, which was meant to happen over the elections, wasn't it? 2020 elections, which never happened. The only invasion they got was white cars full of so-called fake ballot papers signed by illegal immigrants. Oh, of course, you're not allowed to say that, of course. So, blue-green. I don't really do conspiracies, but this one's linked to UFOs, so... And of course, you got the Rational Wiki, and the guy is a bit hit and miss, though. He's a wee bit biased, but he does sum it up pretty well here, and you can see he goes into big depth of it here. Me, I want to keep things simple. It's funny how I always do a live show and end up coughing, and yet I don't cough all day. It might be because I'm talking, maybe, and throat's drying out. I'm not sure if there's anything useful here. So the actual source of the theory, May 1975. Gene Roddenberry accepted an offer from Paramount to develop Star Trek into a feature film. Moved back into his old office. He proposed story told of a flying saucer hovering over Earth that was programmed to send down people who looked like prophets, including Jesus Christ. So it's his fault. Star Trek guy. All the steps of the conspiracy theory were in the unmade mid-1970s Star Trek film scripted. Okay, can't quite read it. Scripted, where did we get to? By Roddenberry, which was recycled for Star Trek The Next Generation episode Devil's Due, broadcast in 1991. There is no evidence of the deliberate fraud on Monas's part, given his head was quite thoroughly full of squirrels and confetti by the time. It's entirely plausible that he thought this was the revelation of a secret information and propagation. However, the actual source was so obvious that even after conspiracy theories noticed, they confidently stated it was obvious that Monas had been fed deceptive information by the CIA, of course. Okay, so disinformation, more likely. But we know that military are definitely working on holographic research, but to have that kind of technology back then, I don't think so. And of course, you'd have to have all the world governments in on it, or if you're going to do it around the satellites, right? It's Russia, especially China, Russia. And how would you make it believable, you know? So as you see a hint of beams. But they were going to use it for the Cuba thing, I believe. That I think it was, is it Kennedy, was it? Said, can you make it look like a religious thing happen above Cuba to distract them or something like that. I think there's some story about that somewhere. And they were going to do it with these type of blue flares. So I just wonder if that's where the original story come from there. Or a combination of Star Trek and the blue flares idea. I wonder if there's some information on that on this page. I know there was something about Cuba. Let me just do a search on that. Cuba. Jesus Christ projection. Well, I don't think it was called Blue Beam, but the idea has been around for a while to distract people. But how believable would flares that form a shape of Jesus Christ in the sky be? Now, we see that all the time now with drones and stuff, and we just laugh at it, right? But anyway, let's see if I can find something on that. Operation Mongoose, is that the one? Could be. Let's have a look. Also known, Operation Mongoose Cuba project was an extensive campaign of terrorist attacks against civilians and covert operations. Yeah, but is it about faking it with flares? I can't see anything about Jesus. And goes into a fair bit of stuff. So if CIA doing this worldwide all the time, right? They're trying to undermine all governments or influence governments, right? USA for you. Maybe it wasn't Mongoose. I can't see when looking at Joshua Project. Could be. So I don't know what it's called. I know I did read about it somewhere. Project Bluebeam. Or actually, let's try flares. Jesus flares. I know it sounds like a crazy story, but I know I have read it. I'm spending too long on this stuff. Okay, here we go. Castro, the CIA, and Christ second. Second what? Overthrow, Antichrist. Here we go. Pyrotechnic fears. Here we go. Let's see what this one says. So, there's an example of flares being dropped, I guess. It's amazing what they can do with them. Second coming, there you go. His agents designed a plan to try and convince the people of Cuba that the second coming of Jesus Christ had arrived. Fidel Castro was the Antichrist. Jesus wanted the people of Cuba to overthrow the Antichrist. How the DoD and CIA proposed to execute a fake second coming by programs, blah blah blah. Plan consisted of spreading the word that the second coming of Christ was imminent. I suppose it would be Project Mongoose, because I did talk about that. It sounds like it's part of the same thing. Okay, so we know what's the second part to it. The time over horizon would be American submarine that would surface off the Cuba and send up some star shells. And this would be the manifestation of the second coming. So they fired up some star shells, which probably would be like flares, I guess. Star shells of powerful pyrotechnic flares designed to fill the skies at night time with widespread illumination. I suppose it would form an outline of Jesus. Yeah, I don't think that would have worked very well. But anyway, I think that's where the idea for Project Bluebeam and the Second Coming, I think that's part of it there. But, is it possible? And of course, it's possible, but would it be believable? I suppose you could put a projection up, and to some degree, especially if it's at night time, that would be more believable, but daytime, not really. And if you can hide the light beams, that would be a plus. But of course, clouds would be passing through the beams and showing up the beams. So it would sort of make people say, something's fishy here. So the second article website on it. So it's really just applying your common sense, really. So yeah, military have been playing around with holograms since the 1970s. I did a couple of live shows on it already, and the current research, and also what I saw at university when I was at university, what they were trying to develop, free standard holographic projections, but they were really basic, you know, although they were quite clever, but you would know they were projected, you know. But another 30, 40 years on, with military money, I'm pretty sure they could project stuff around a missile to make it look like something else, right? I'm pretty sure they would have that technology, but it would be limited, right? So it would have all the lasers and all the equipment and battery and the power inside this cruise missile or whatever. Maybe a remote drone. It could be a drone that can just circle around, and it could then spin around lasers around the body and project a false image around it, which would be very limited, I'd say, but it could be strong enough to be seen in daytime too. So could that explain what the pilots saw? You know, they talked about a sphere inside a cube, right? Which was nothing to do with the force field shield that Tyler used to say it was. That was just fake news. There was no hint that the shapes were anything to do with some sort of force field. But yeah, you know, a sphere and a cube is sort of like the basic things you'd do with a hologram, right? So wouldn't you fly like a cloaked missile between two planes and fire up a small projected thing not far from the skin of the craft, which they can't see, and give them something else to look at and distract them? I think it's very possible. So yeah, just get moving on. Now, I'm not too sure if I can play this, but I'll post a link to it. It's from a university. I think I've played it before. This is sort of the cutting edge that they've got at the moment, and this was back in 2018, and it's already a few years on, so they may have made it even better. But I'll just play a clip of it and post a link to it. So here's describing the project they're working on. And you can see, I'll break it down for you to show you that to make a Jesus Christ in the sky using the same sort of technique would be near impossible. And you can, I'll break it down at the end. I'll just watch it first.
We at Brigham Young University have created a volumetric display that is both high resolution and full color. It is very much like the displays of science fiction. We started this project with the goal in mind of creating the Princess Leia projection. Often when we think of an image that's floating in space that's 3D, we think of a hologram, but really...
Okay, so straight away here you can see the beam, right? So that's almost like Project Bluebeam there, right? So that would give it away that it's projected by someone. and not like a second coming of Jesus and projected by God or whatever.
A hologram cannot make the Princess Leia image, or the Avatar table, or the Iron Man display. A 3D image that floats in air that you can walk all around and see from every angle. This image is called a volumetric image.
Essentially, it's an image that is taking up three-dimensional space.
Okay, so what they're saying is hologram only looks three-dimensional, but what they're doing is actually three-dimensional, and they call it 3D light. Like a 3D printer. They print light, they said, and they do that with lasers, and they light up air particles, and they track the air particle and create a true 3D image. Well, a hologram only looks 3D, doesn't it? Theirs is truly 3D, I think. It says here, down here, this display is like a 3D printer for light. You're actually printing an object in space with little particles. And I'm not too sure what it means by these particles here. Electrical engineering professor.
We're actually using a laser beam to trap a particle, and then we can move that particle and create the image.
We get a particle into the trap by sweeping through the focus. See a little particle like that? It's now trapped, and it's dragged along with the scan of the mirrors, and while it's trapped, laser light will hit that particle, and that would glow because there's all this light scattering off of it. And this is not unlike the effect you'll see with a sparkler. If you move it quickly enough, it doesn't look just like one point, it looks like a line. We can think about this image like a 3D printed object.
So what were they doing with the spoon there? Were they releasing some sort of particle that can sort of bounce light off it? I wasn't quite sure there what they were doing.
A single point was dragged sequentially through all of these image points to create this 3D image in space. This display is like a 3D printer for light. You're actually printing an object in space with these little particles. This is not a hologram. We've demonstrated here that we can see it from the front, we can see it from the back, and in reality we can see it from almost any angle. Here we see the culmination of 3 years of effort. Our display is projecting to small particle focused right here. It's being dragged up and down, vertically rastering this image of Princess Leia. The contribution Light has made is that we're providing a method of making a volumetric image.
So yeah, I don't quite understand how they're doing that. But one thing you notice about the Princess Leia thing, that they're duplicating, it's not motion video, it's just like a single image, and the other ones are really basic, rotating stuff, right?
Image, it can essentially create the images that we imagine out a Princess Leia projector, and this can make that a reality.
So I don't know how far along they've come on that. But this is the sort of technology they're talking about, you know, beaming up Jesus Christ's face. But just have a look at all the equipment they've got there just to do those miniature ones. You can see if you go back to the lab there. And they've got a lot of gear here, right? And it's only been produced by a little region in space there. And between all these lasers, I guess, or sensors, or no, there's no way you're going to have that up in the sky to project an image of Jesus Christ, right? And of course, we're talking about the latest technology here. And if they can do, if this is now like out in the public, like a university, you could say, well, the government were 40 years ahead. But really, they just generally what happens is they pay universities to do research projects for them, right? So they use university students. Why would they release this and use it like a decoy, you know, of a false plane or something? They would keep it under wraps, wouldn't they? So yeah, I think this is obviously an independent group. If they've managed to duplicate it themselves secretly, then it's possible, you know, because people think about the same thing. The same thing, you know, the same clever people come up with the same concepts. Like AC power, you know, Tesla come up with similar ideas to other people, and other people were working on the same thing. And he was like the first one to get the patent out, but others may have got the idea done first, but never got it patented to get it stamped. But anyway, great minds think alike. You've heard that term before. So what's he doing here? Is it like a static bead that they control with a field? Electrostatic bead or something?
Through the focus. See a little particle like that? It's
So why is he using an old grotty spoon?
now trapped, and it's dragged along with the scan of the mirrors, and while it's trapped...
Skin off the mirrors, did he say? It's a bit hard to understand what he was saying there. I'll just go back.
And while it's trapped, laser light will hit that particle, and that would glow, because there's all this light scattering off of it. And this is not
So are they moving particles, or they're just sending beams of coherent light from the lasers out, and then they're just moving these particles? Is that what they're doing? Well, they're using one particle to move it around really fast and makes it look like one solid object. Is that what they're talking about? So that I don't understand. All the light scattering off this. Let's just go back again, listen to that again.
Scattering off of it. And this is not unlike the effect you'll see with a sparkler. If you move it quickly enough, it doesn't look just like one point. It looks like a line. We can think about this.
So it's one particle. So how'd they control the movement of it then?
Effect you'll see with a sparkler. If you move it quickly enough, it doesn't look just like one point. You move it quickly enough,
so they're talking about it being like a sparkler.
And this is not unlike because there's all this light scattering. Laser light hit the scan of the mirror
And create the image.
We get a particle into the trap by sweeping through the focus. See a little particle like that? It's now trapped, and it's dragged along with the scan of the mirrors. And while it's trapped, laser light will hit that particle, and that would glow because there's all this light scattering off of it. And this is not unlike the effect you'll see with a sparkler. If you move it quickly enough, it doesn't look just like one point. It looks like a line. We can think about this image like a 3D printed object. A single point was dragged sequentially through all of these image points to create this 3D image in space. This display is like a 3D printer for light. You're actually printing an object in space with these little particles. This is not a hologram. We've demonstrated here that we can see it from the...
Okay, so you said particles there rather than particle. So the dragging particles through the air, the laser light's bouncing off it, forming an image for us to see. And it's like a sparkler, so if you move it fast enough, we see it's a straight line, but really it's an object moving, or objects moving. So how they're controlling the objects, I don't know. It's got to be done with static and magnetic fields or something like that, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite clever. Anyway, whatever they do. I'll post a link to it and you can go over it, see if you can find out more information on it. True 3D printed light, that's what they call it. Well, going back to the second pact from 2014, you got him walking around on stage in colour. Yeah, but it only looks 3D, doesn't it? Obviously, you have particles that bounces off like a thing. I suppose what you have to do is you have to look up how does a projected holograph work. I thought it has like some sort of membrane that has to reflect off. There's a famous circus one which I talked about on the live streams where it's got this cylinder, but the 3D effect is bouncing off that screen and makes it look like it's three-dimensional horses or whatever. How does holographic image work on stage? There'll be some videos that break it down probably. Here we go. A reflective plane of glass, there you go, which you don't see, is on the stage and angled down towards a hidden booth. That's how they do those ghost ones. Remember how they used to fake ghost images? They would have an angled piece of glass and light up a person in another room, which would bounce off the glass and you'd see it in the hallway, and it'd be like a ghost walking through the wall. When the hidden booth is illuminated, it reflects an image onto the pane of glass, which then reflects the image towards the audience. At eye level, this image would look squashed. Remember, the glass is angled. Okay, so here we go, another one that wants ad blocker disabled. Piss off! We don't want to. And then we got the scroll thing, that's a problem. Is it going to keep scrolling? Some do, some don't. There you go, that one works. Sorry, they ain't holograms. There you go. Let's clear the air quick. There's a lot of debate on what is or isn't a hologram. So for argument's sake, we're going to stick with the very simple definition for the word hologram. Holograms are freestanding 3D light structures that aren't projected onto a surface. That would make them 2D, but they can be diffused by glass, sci-fi, moon crystals, or whatever object gets the job done. Princess Leia's secret message in Star Wars. That's a hologram, the ghost of Michael Jackson. Eh? Either way, these holograph concerts are a step in the right direction, but they aren't exactly a new idea. The holographic performance by Tupac, hey, I remember that name mentioned somewhere, and others are based on the 1860s parlor trick called Pepper's Ghost. It's a simple trick that was used extensively, which is basically what I said about Ghost. Victorian Fairs plays. You see it in action at Disney Haunted Mansion. The Pepper's Ghost trick is literally smoke and mirrors, well, minus the smoke collectively. So, yeah. So, even though you can do it on stage, you're not going to have a big piece of glass in the sky to try and angle it right for everybody to see Jesus Christ, are you? So, this is not going to work. Even if you could create a sheet of ice crystals, it's still not going to work very well, especially in broad daylight, right? And then you would see the light projected on it too, possibly. Well, if it's people on the extreme edges of it anyway. So there you go. That's quite interesting though, isn't it? But I'd like to see, like they did on Blade Runner, I'd like to see them do Elvis, 3D Elvis. That would be, I reckon that would be really popular. Like people go and see it in Vegas or whatever. They might even be doing that now, I don't know. Phase issues. Most elaborate holograms use multi-projectors to make an image as wide and detailed as possible, but these projectors need to work perfectly with one another. If one fails out of phase, it ruins the image. So the bouncing light of each other. Wavy screens rely on thin mylar screen which waves like a flag hit by a good gust of wind. This is really easy to observe in Michael Jackson's hologram video, where the entire stage looks like it's underwater. Viewing angle, again the audience viewing angle determines whether a Russian eyeliner hologram looks correct or squashed. Illumination costs. It doesn't cost much to set up a Russian eyeliner hologram, but recreating famous people in 3D costs a ton of money. Especially you got to pay royalties, I suppose. So yeah, there you go. So it's not a hologram. That's just a free standing image, right? I suppose they're transparent then in that case. Look, that one looks like it's transparent. Someone's behind them. Oh. Now we got something else pop up. So yeah, I guess I might post that link too. Stage holograms, not 3D. There you go. The big long link there. Remember, they want your ad blocker turned off. But yeah, I suppose I'm meant to be doing this thing, but already, it was meant to be something quick and already be researching and expanding it out. So let's see, for the last half an hour, let's start building a list up, I guess, and get on with the main topic. And forget about the hologram stuff. Project Bluebeam is a conspiracy hoax. They haven't got anything that can project like that, but they have got freestanding things where it can project a hologram and look semi-realistic, obviously, like the stage thing, right? And if you got the right angle and all that sort of stuff. Where we can do it in the sky is another thing. It's lots of problems with it, the atmospherics, light, how brightness. So yeah, just moving on from that. So yeah, we want to create a new file, don't we? WordPad really. Let's see, rich text documents normally quite good, isn't it? What's it thinking about? Okay, the top frauds and hoaxes. Okay, so let's see how well we go with it. WordPad. So really, we need two columns. I'm not sure. Can we do columns on this? Let's see. Should be able to. Who's experts on this? Can we put a table in? Date, time. Table. Paragraph, font. Insert. Picture. Clip art. Not sure. Let's see. Might spend half the time trying to figure out this, how to use it. WordPad. And 2-cell table. Three ways to quickly make a table. Yeah, I'll just tell us one way. Free, that's why we're using it. You can use the plus or minus keys to automatically create a basic table. Okay. What's the other ways? Creating an HTML table. Create the table, add the table tags. These tags create a table, do they? Alright, it looks like it's horrible. I thought it might be simple. Save it. We'll find another way. Yucky. So let's see. Let's give it a header. Where's the size of the font? There. If I can see it. My eyes are pretty bad. Okay. Frauds. Okay, top frauds. And top hoaxes. And UFOLOGY. (2021). How come it's got big margins? We don't want margins. How do we get rid of margins? Another problem. Margins take up too much space. Yeah, I suppose you can grab it there, can you? Yeah, it's not that easy, is it? Microsoft wouldn't make it that easy. Well, there we go, we've got something going. No. Well, it looked like something there. Yeah, damn thing. Written margins. Line spacing. Well, don't make it really easy, do they? Font. It's really basic. Place. Well, it looks like it's got handles there you drag. But it won't let me drag them. That's stupid. Okay, right click maybe. Let's see. Paragraph. Oh, listening. No. That's stupid. Let's probably why I don't use WordPad. Paragraph, space and start a list. Decrease indent, here we go. No. Okay, we do that, makes it indent. Doesn't get rid of the edge, okay. Ruler, status bar, zoom, settings, show or hide. Ruler, status bar, no. We want to keep those. Word wrap, no. Nah. Let's see if we can find it in a quick search. Let's stop at this. Remove margins. WordPad. Yeah. I'm in the document. Change the left and right, top, bottom margins. And it doesn't give us enough information. Open your document, click the menu button and select page setup. I didn't see a page setup. Page setup, page setup. Editing, select, no. Let's save. Oh well, it doesn't hurt to save it. Page setup, yeah, I don't see a page setup. Self-learning is so fun, not... There we got something pop up meantime. Okay. Click the menu button. Select page setup. There is no page setup. Which one's the menu button? Save, undo. File. Alright, here we go. Print. Exit. New. Page setup. Okay, now we're cooking. Landscape, portrait, letter. A4 really. 0, 0. Do we need top and bottom? Yeah, let's see what happens. Yay! We got rid of them. But it's a bit too hard over now, isn't it? Where I want to go when assumed. Page setup. So we want a little space at the front, 5 maybe. That's looking better. Okay. So we want one column with frauds. Okay, so how do we change the color? or maybe the font. Why hasn't it not got color there? What's that say there? Let me select it for some reason. What's that doing? Makes it bigger or smaller, is it? Alright, it's changing that number there. Now I see what it's doing. So let's change the font down. 18. It might be too small. Oh, too much. $24. That will do. So we want frauds there. J to justify and E to center. Isn't it same as clicking up here though? There we go, I've got a vertical line, that's good. Getting there, getting there, getting there. There we go. So, can we insert pictures? So who's the number one fraud? Yeah, so this is where it gets a bit more tricky because we've got to... This is why I wanted to create it as a cell, really, so you can just move the cells around. But we can have a number. We can have numbers that don't have to be in order, I guess. So let's go for number 1. I would go for the number 1 fraud would have to be third phase for sure, right? They're the biggest influencers at the moment. And the number 1 hoaxer, again, I think they would have to win that award as well. Tyler was close, he did quite a few of them. Although section 51 that has come clean, he would have been the top one. We got Donuts as well, the German brothers, but they're not putting out too much at the moment. I think third phase, for the amount of years and the amount of CGI they put up, they would have to be up number 1. What do you reckon? Now let's see if we can save that. Let's see if we can add their picture. And we want to put down the reasons why as well. Must do this really good so people can understand why we're classing it. Don't need that. So this might be just the beginning of this project here, and probably resume and update it as we go through the year. So what's a good image for the 2 brothers maybe? There we go. What's a good one? The best of third phase. Yeah, best CGI. So what would be the good image to use. Add all the public ones here. There isn't too many of them on camera though, is there? Oh, here we go, that's a good one. It's got their logo. Live chat. Save image. I have to zoom in a bit because my eyes are a wee bit blurry at the moment. Does it embed the image into the document though when you save it? Actually, where is my... Oh, it should be there. Well, let's just save it anyway. Let's see if it embeds it. Okay, insert up here somewhere. Pictures. And what's the option? Okay. Oop. Can we scale it down? Good question. I don't know. Change picture. It doesn't say crop or anything. What's that say there? 100%. Oh, here we go. Ooh, that's scary. Look at the hair. Oh man, that guy is so weird. Okay. Anyway, that's the smallest we could get it. Oh no, here we go. Hang on, is that scaling the whole page? Well, that's no good. Oh, that sucks. Okay, now it's locked onto that now. No, I thought that was it. I thought, bingo, that was so easy. It's got a movement thing here. Is that resizing it? It's kind of crazy. Yes, I don't know how you do change the size of it. Let's see if we can do it first. So we're going to learn this package by the end of this wordpad. Resize image. Resize image. Okay. Right click, we tried that. And when you need to resize the image, precisely right click on the image and we're going to select resize picture. I thought I tried that and it didn't come up with anything. Is there a resize picture? Oh, there is too. It's way at the bottom there. Okay, that's what we're looking for. 20%. Let's see what happens. Hey, that's probably good enough. Number one. Now, can you move it around? Yeah, I don't think it's that easy. Suppose you got to put spaces in front or something. Oop, where's it disappear to? So confusing, isn't it? Okay. It is Microsoft after all. So let's put spaces. Now we got the spaces in front. Copy. Paste. That didn't work too well. Yeah, the font's a wee bit too big really, isn't it? What's it set to at the moment? 11. No, that can't be right. $20. Oh, what happened there? That's better. Okay, reason why. Hey, one. Caught faking UFOs in December, was it 2014 or something like that? Mid 2014. Also, why is there such big spacing in between? The spacing was sucky. What's that say? That's the problem. One. No, it's still a big gap. Suppose I could do a list that way, I suppose. It's always complicated. Cut. Yeah, right, so I'm gonna work in. Okay, that should work a bit better for us. Call faking UFOs in mid 2014. Well, it was like a skinwalker attack. Set to be Philippines, when it was actually that was in Hawaii. They lied. Hawaii Is that how you spell it? Hasn't got a spell checker, has it? No, got it wrong, haven't I? Hawaii. No, that doesn't look right. Why can't I spell Hawaii? I always have trouble with that word. Hawaii. In fact, I have trouble seeing. That's the problem. Why we? I'll spell it right there. So how come I can't get it in the editor? Oh, where's the number gone? Now it should be adding a number. Ah, there we go. No. The 1 or 2 there. Oh, there we go. It's never easy, is it, to caught faking UFOs? And caught faking, I'll say. Yes, right. Okay, the next one was caught faking UFOs over LA. 2018. And the next one was faking. Oh shit, what happened there? What's happening? Bring back my 3. Faking USO caught on their new night vision or color night vision. Was in fact search and rescue off the coast. Okay. Away, which was lights off. Reflected off. Glass sheet. A bit like what they were saying about the holograms. Same sort of trick. So you don't see it from the angle you are, but there was a glass sheet. So that really should be the other side. That should be over that way. This is where it gets a bit more complicated. How can we do that? That should be under hoaxes, really. Let's see, can you... Yeah, that's why you need cells, really. I thought it'd be easy. Easy peasy. Why? Well, I suppose there might be a way to do it. Let's see. What happens if we do the plus and minus thing? Where's the plus and minus? No, that didn't work. Nope. Beats me. That's spelled wrong up there. Has to be a table, I think. Table. Can you do it with RTF though? Which text format, table and cells. Must be able to do it. Which end with /cell? The following will generate a table of 1 row and 3 columns. Okay, it's got its own sort of language here, isn't it? So 300 twips, eh? Too many twips in this world. The right side, first cell. Okay. So how do we do a 2 cell? Let's see. Get rid of one of those, I guess. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I'm probably going to stuff up my thing, or I'll just save it. Okay, what's it going to do? Yeah, it didn't seem to do anything. Do you have to save it and then reload it? I don't know. Let's go new. So paste. And let's experiment. Save as RTF. Document 1. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, it's not made a table. So missing something here. Yes, good thing. Doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, we want to create a table too. Okay. Yes, something like that would be quite nice. There we go. We just tried that. 1 cell, 2 cell. How come it didn't load in then? What am I doing wrong? RTF. Yes, I thought it might be easy, but learning curve, yeah. Seems like a nightmare. Perhaps you meant to do a control key before it, is it? And then paste it in. I think I've got another package that will do this a lot easier, which is like a free word. Still on. I think I'm using too complicated package. Model colors and fonts. I never thought this would be an issue. I thought it'd be on the menu bar, but click OK to close. Using properties windows. No. That's stupid, isn't it? So what if you make it a text file? No, I don't think it's going to work. Let's see, what's the other package I use? Let's see if I can find it. Open with text maker. I think that might be it. So let's have a look. Okay, what's it doing? There's a new service pack. No. Okay, so this one looks a bit more advanced. Let's put margins in. Layout. Wow, looks very similar to WordPad though, doesn't it? Does it do cells? Styles, search going. Layout. Columns. There we go. 3 columns. Now let's how do we get rid of that shit on the side here? So yeah, text, what's it called? Text maker. Totally free, open source, I think it is. Better than Microsoft garbage, obviously. Yeah, looks like we're going to run out of time to do this. Looks like I'm going to have to spread it onto the next live. It's never ending. Yeah, so how do we get rid of that? Oop. Is there a cross there? Language tools, it's like a little help thing. I can make it small at least. Now let's see if we can tidy up this mess. Let's see. Layout. I do want a new one. Layout. Columns. Here we go. 2. Yep. That might work. Where's the rest of the thing though? I think we're missing down the bottom here. The window's too big. And that's the next problem. You have to push enter box it. Yeah, so what's it done now? Can we show the border lines at all? Obviously it's done 2 columns. Yeah, let's see, we better get this sorted out. Insert blank. Layout. Page rotation. How do you show the borders though? Probably a way to do it. Okay. It should be a title. It won't let us go at the top. column break, page break, section break. Yeah, I can only experiment, I guess. What's it done? Let's put it on another page. Where's the undo thing here? Tabs, borders. Oh, there we go. Almost need a template. I wonder if there's a damn template. Save us all this hassle. Would make sense, wouldn't it? Text maker template. Let's see. Text maker templates. Okay. So maybe when you do new ask, yeah, does it? New. No. File. Yeah, as if it's going to be that easy. Where's undo? Undo. Must be undo. Why can't I see it? Table objects. Maybe I should do a table. Okay, maybe rather than a 2-column page. Let's see. That's new, isn't it? No, it's L1. New. Insert table. Here we go. What's that give us? We want how does that work? 1 times 3 cells, 5 times 2 cells. Well, we want infinite cells. Insert table. Okay. So what's it done? Didn't seem to do anything. Column, page 1. That's not a table. Oh, this undo there. Oh dear, this is a nightmare. No. Normal template more. Okay, now it's giving us templates. Hey, business card, letter, memo, plan. Well, it's not really much templates here, is there? Preview, no preview. Well, that's damn good, isn't it? Yeah. Started opening up other browsers here for some reason. It's trying to sell me something. Hey. Table we want. It's like rocket science. Yes, it is. Set table. And now it's giving us margins, 3 rows, 3 columns. Why can't you have unlimited columns though? Yeah, try 40. Two. If only. But how come we can't put a header up there? Is it wide? Oh yeah, that's good. So maybe you have to insert something else first. Insert table header, you'd think. Properties, merge cells. Oh, right, here we go. So that one should be merged. Hey, now we're getting somewhere. So where's our original document? It's right in this somewhere. Yeah. I made a right mess of it. Let's close that and not save it. Let's see, wordpad by default. Oh, I suppose I could copy it from there. Okay, layer, middle. How do we get that to sit in the middle? Okay, position. Has to be those things here. Right click, style. What's it? Paragraph style. It's very complicated. I suppose it would be a header. Paragraph style, header 1. 2. What's the difference? Boy. Yeah, I didn't put it in the middle though. Oh, I've lost it. Look at these tiny icons here. It's so small. Crazy. Has it got alignment ones there? It's got lots of stuff everywhere, hasn't it? It's quite powerful. Alignment we want. Split cells. Bullet style. Numbering. Insert row. So that's how you can expand it, I guess. Character. Paragraph style. Character style. Yes. Why it hasn't got something simple? Character style. Bold. Oh, there we go. Where's bold? Strike. Looks like I'm gonna have to spend another night on this. Regular. Here we go. Bold. $24. Underline. Words only. Yeah. Double one. Okay, let's try that. Apply. Hey, now we're kicking. But I still want to centralize it. I still haven't found out. Paragraph. Here we go. Is that the one? Borders, text flow. Man, so many options. Where's the little symbol that says center it? That's what I want. Character alignment, text flow. Margins. Alignment, here we go. Send it. Paragraph. Hey! Victory. Next bit. Frauds. Sorry, I didn't realise it's going to be this damn hard. So, at least we're getting somewhere. A bit better than using WordPad. Where's the other thing disappeared to? Hoaxes, or hoaxers, I should say. And of course they should be centered as well. I don't think we want that. Where was center? Lost it. Whereabouts was it going? Font spacing. Must have been paragraph, was it? Oh, here we go. Paragraph. Centered. Bingo! Those properties give us table, row, cell. Okay. Getting there, getting there. Now we got margins. Okay, I did know where that was. Margins. I won't worry about it at this stage. Okay, what is the next bit? Oh, yeah. Number 1. And we should be able to paste the image there, hopefully. Copy. Now we're cooking. Although I don't like the font on that. I suppose it's alright. And Y. Okay, we can now paste it in the correct place. Why has it gone to another page already? Needed that page layout business, I think. Could we change it? Page layout, page rotation, margins. Here we go. Won't let me do it where it's zoomed. Okay, what have we got here? Normal margins and arrow margins. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that's better. Doesn't fit much on a page though, does it? What's happened there? We got two headings for some reason. Don't remember doing two. I suppose we can leave one set at the top just in case. Yeah, that's better. So for it's a small font. Okay, it's not too bad. Yeah, so that one we're finished with. It's taken us most of the night to get there. Okay. I'm clicking that to try and save it. Alright, you have to do it that way, do you? It changes up the top here, the tabs. So what's TMDX? That's a strange name. Text maker. Okay. I wish it'd show me all the files there though. Does it give it to us? Oh, yep. Okay, I just want to use that name there, but change the end. Save. Okay, let's also save that back to the RTF one, see what it looks like. Oh. How do we do a new one? Save as. Right here. Save as. RTF. Rich text format. Over that one. Okay, let's have a look at it. Now, what's it done? Oh, it's created backups. Okay, let's delete the backups. And the image, let's see if it sticks. So hex edit. So what's it look like? Open in. Choose notepad. What does it look like? I got not responding. Alright, so this program code, now that's what we were trying to do before, so how come it wasn't working, I don't know. So all that translates to that. I suppose that's all the image code here. Like I said, my presentations always end up being something that we learn from. We learn together. It's very interesting. So now if we open it up in Word, it's in use but another application cannot be accessed. But I just closed it down. Oh, right, okay, let's close that one. And now what's it saying? Some content is blocked. Might not be trusted. Stupid Google. Oh, stupid EBS, as I'm saying. Don't unblock all. Oh look, it did save it. So does that mean that we could use Word now, I suppose? Normally. Oh, we could do too. But we'll stick with the new package instead of using that rubbish. Don't save. At least we know it can save for Word anyway. Oh, now what's this come up? Advertising. How do we get rid of that completely? I don't know. Something to do with that. Alright, what's that doing? Maybe that's how they make their money. That side panel. Ah, they got rid of it. Make it so small it's not visible. Anyway. Learning. But unfortunately, we're out of time. Oh, what's happened there? Looks like I screwed up something. That's not how I saved it. Is there a reopen? Save all we don't want to save. Oh, but it has saved it though. Yep. So something else I screwed up. We had it perfect before. Should have done undo probably. That's what we had to do with it. Fling it off to the side. Now, how come I didn't do a backup? Okay, let's double click on that. So that one's still intact. What did I stuff up this one? It was something to do with that, was it? Not sure what it's doing. Where does the undo thing disappear to? Oh, there. That's a bit late now. Okay, have we got it back? Okay, now it makes a backup file. Yeah, and we don't really need it. Alright, finally. We're back to where we started. Get rid of that. We need to get rid of that now. And that's really small writing. But it'll have to do. Hey, frauds. Why are they frauds? Okay. Looks like my hand's gonna sleep. Okay, what's it got that crazy style there? Yes, I'm gonna have to quit it in a minute. I'm getting tired. Paragraph. Just seemed to be the reason. So what's the style on this one then? Okay. Why? Why are they frauds? Well, court hoax it. It's got to be the first one. Deceive. Lie. Okay. Why do we lose the 3? Makes no sense. How did that manage to split it? I did something there. It makes no sense. I haven't. Hey, damn thing. Of course that works. Why? Let's see. I'm typing. I don't know. Got to put some eye drops in, I think. I just want to delete. Delete. Oh, there we go. Man, that font's small though. Let's put examples there really though, for people to believe they lie. Deceive. It's a bit hard to explain it, but it's the way they talk, right? But we can expand on that another time. So did it save it? You just don't know, do you? Yeah, looks like it. Number 2. Well, it's got to be Secureteam, because he's back again. Let's see, we're just putting names, and we'll fill it in next time. Secureteam 10. That also, he would have to be the number 2 fraud. You can say he's never did fraud. There's a lot of his fans don't know that he has fake stuff. Who would be number 3? There's quite a few to choose from. So you got to go through the biggest earners on it probably. I suppose the next one could be Dr. Greer. And we have to explain why as a fraud. For probably Corey Good, probably. It's just so many. We need to get their mug shots as well. David Wilcox. Or was he actually worse than Corey Good? I spell his name. I hate this keyboard. Wilcox. Is it Wilcox or Wilcox? Wilcox, I think. Okay. Number 6. Now it's getting a bit more complicated. Who would be next one making money from fraudulent stuff, stories or whatever? let's see. We got Mr. MBB would have to be there at some stage, and quite a few others, maybe. Probably even Lions Ground. I explained that he did actually have CGI up, which was suspect that he made it. But yeah, and lots of other things. But he'd be further down the list than these ones, I guess. How many columns we got? Oh, we got quite a few there. So we'd have Lions Ground. I suppose we could put the names up there. UFOs probably should be there, probably. Fraud. I suppose he's got to be high up. UFO Rich. And of course I will state the reasons why and give examples. Lions Ground. Mr. MBB 333, isn't it? There's a lot of people. John Leonard Watson. You got Robert Bingham. Well, I'm pretty sure we need more people in the side chat helping out with this. But where we can get people on to help, that's another thing. Let's see. UFO Theatre, he's got a good blacklist. Actually, we'll just leave it for another time. So we've got Donuts. They're going to probably have to be there. I wouldn't put Linda Moulton Howe as a fraud or a hoaxer, but I don't know. She does push bullshit. It's a bit hard to know how to class some people, though. Greer. Do we put section 51 there, even though they're clean now? I suppose they have to be scrubbed off the list since they've come clean, and not putting up anything devious. Yeah, I have to think about it anyway. There's quite a few people to talk about. And once the list is made, the list is made. Secureteam. Yeah, we haven't seen how to insert picture yet, have we? Insert cells. We copied and pasted object thing. We'll work it out next time. Oh well, this is start anyway. But for hoaxing though, let's see. I suppose we could copy and paste. Let's see, we got it in an Excel. And this will be interesting. Can you put it into an Excel? Next row. Insert row. Insert cells, delete cells. Insert row above. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, I did put it above. Now we want to go below though. Insert cells below. Man, that's good. Yeah, so we can do the hoaxing one quite easily. Oh, why does it increase the numbers? Oh, I didn't see it did that. What a dirtbag. Remove numbering. Great. Bullets and numbering. Again, we can't see the OK button down the bottom. Enter. How useless. Just off top. Okay. Skip numbering. It's the right format. Where's the rest of the sentence gone? Stupid thing. There we go. Fixed it. Never ending, is it? So for that one's not meant to be a number. Yeah, there we go. Right, just copy it up to there. Okay, so what did he do? Quite a lot. He before reached 100k subs. Subs. He took stock images and video and added fake UFOs. Has since deleted most. Why is my typing so shit? Except I think they still got them up. The Texas Cube UFO. And what they call the pencil shop now, I think that's still up too. Claimed he received it though. Claims email, but never any proof. Now how do we get number back again? Good question. Can you just type it in? I think that's the proper way of doing it. Let's see. Yep, didn't work at that time. I give up. Okay, faked whistleblowers. Use an own voice buttered. I have 3 of these videos and the rest of now he hasn't come clean on those apart from one called Mr. Ken. 3 now. Why is it not putting it together? Faked It should be faked there too. Faked being attacked by troll called I need to end, I think, called Angry Truth Seeker. Okay, this is all can be proven. I have shown it in lots of my videos. Dr. Greer, he's also done some hoaxes, and I'll go over those as well. I have got it in my live shows. But yeah, I suppose we can start again from there another day, but we need to add to the list. By far. So if I close that, will it save it? Yep. Okay. It takes a wee while to close it. And it creates a backup, which I suppose is wise. Let's copy it there. But we don't need the backup. Open with let's see what it's looking like. Notepad to probably crash it. Probably have all sorts of embedded code. There we go. That's why we don't use Notepad, that's only a text editor. Okay, let's double click it. You got that stupid thing down the side. And if you accidentally click it, it opens up browser windows. Okay, gotta watch out for that too. Let's try to promote and sell things, but looks like let's just close it down if I can. Not responding. Typical. Why is it not responding? Yeah. Okay, we're still running. That's what I wanted to do instead of clicking it. Yeah, it seems to be there. So for now it's mucked up the font size again. Why? I don't know. Doesn't make any sense why it would do that. Why has it not got character there? Character. It should be here. Uh-huh. Wow. It's a bit easier to read on 16. So what size was it? 11, probably. And where's my number disappeared to? Now it's on one cell. Normal. Styles. That's going to rock me so. What's the 1? Sometimes the numbering is a stupid thing. Look, it's stuffed up here now. That's almost buggy. That is. Oh, another day on that. We'll figure it out. I'll leave it there. Create a custom folder. Top frauds. Downloads. Okay, I'll get that out of the way. Oh, time to wrap up for tonight anyway. We've got to start on it anyway. And another day. And I'm less tired, I guess. Good night, all. How's the audio sounding lately? I forgot to check. Good night, and maybe I'll do another one tomorrow. Or maybe the next day. Might need a break. I'll just end this pretty quickly. Good night. Oh, shutting down the matrix.